Here I am, Leon C, aka Morpheus. You are now listening to the Academy of Wow Men, and I am your professor. And as your professor, today I am going to say some things that's going to trigger you. It's going to make some of you mad, and it's going to make some of you probably want to unsubscribe. If you're a religious bigot and your piety is so strong that you don't want to see logic, warning, you've been warned, don't come here. Don't. Because I don't care about your feelings, and definitely facts don't care about your feelings either. Today is Alpha God Talk. What that means is this. This is for the alpha. This is for the God-like person within yourself. I did not have to think long and hard about this. This was something in the making, and it gets better every day. So if you're a beta, you will struggle with this. If you're a slave-minded person who has to go along with the program, you will struggle with this. Warning, you're going to be mad. Okay? So understand that you are classified as a certain type of human being. So if you don't understand this conversation that I'm having with the alphas and the godlike people, that's because you don't belong here. This isn't your classroom. But feel free to listen. You can be triggered and upset all you want to, but feel free to listen because it is your free will to do so. But I'm not responsible for what you think and your dumbass comments. I had a couple of questions from my listeners and from wonderful people like you out here in the world, you alphas and gods. And you want to know some things, and that's fine. I don't mind answering. I'm going to go ahead and answer two questions. And the second question is going to have a lot to do with the subject. One of the questions were, how did you meet your three companions? Since they're not from America and it is difficult for men to find a good woman, how did you vet her? And how did you come to understand that she was a woman of quality? That they was a woman of quality, excuse me, because there's three of them. They. Well, let me make it very simple. I told you how I met girlfriend number three. Companion number three was because of the other two girls wanted her to be there and they evaluated her. Second girlfriend was a very, I keep saying girlfriend. I got to stop doing that. Kick myself in the ass. Companion was a very unique situation where I had to draw the line and tell her what I stand for and what I do not. And bringing her into my first companion's relationship was a very interesting entanglement. But it was the first one that made a lot of sense. And there's a lot of other stories surrounding that. I can't tell you everything. And of course, as you know, it's my personal business and I don't need to. I don't have to. But I will tell you this, that there was an event, because there was multiple times where we encountered each other as I was pursuing her. And it wasn't a difficult catch. However, what caught me off guard was, I've told you I did gold digger videos and traps every now and then because I have contact with high value men, or just men with, they have things, they got cottages, they have mansions, they're lawyers, they have connections themselves, and some of them got Ferraris, they got Dodge Vipers, they got Lamborghinis and things like that. I don't, but they do. And so she was one of the ones that I wanted to test out because I really liked her. I was really digging her as a companion. And I got this thing that never cold approach. That audio was true. I did not cold approach her. And there is a such thing as warm approach when this girl is actually letting you know that she's interested in you, that she's fascinated in you. She'll give you signals. Girls will stare at you in your eyes. You know, they will swing their hair at you. They'll get real close to you until you notice them. All right? They will talk to you about various subjects that really don't mean anything. They're just purposely trying to get you to talk to her. And they will pretend that they need help from you for whatever reason, but they really don't need your help. They just want you to be involved in their life. So they're telling you to get near them, because some of them, they can't be direct. But the way my first companion, she threw a question out there that started everything in her own way, which a lot of women need to learn. A lot of American women, a lot of, you can say, women who've been born without a father at home, who don't understand how men think and how men operate. We can't read your mind, and we're not going to, and we shouldn't try to. Even if I could read your mind, why would I want to do that and make life boring? I don't want to read your mind 24 hours, 7 days a week. Then there's nothing else to depend on. I like spontaneity. I like to figure it out sometimes. Sometimes it's good to have a little flexibility of discovery. Discovery is exciting. It's fun. It keeps things going. Therefore, why would we even try to or want to read your mind? So there's some girls outside of the country who are raised good by mom and dad, and they teach them. Some countries and traditional cultures teach their daughters how to be wives at an early age. They teach them at the age 14 and 15 years old. That doesn't mean that they're going to donkey dunk at 14 and 15 years old. No, they know what to expect out of a man at 14, 15 years old, because the mother is teaching them in the kitchen, showing them how to knit, showing them how to raise the baby, rear the baby, best breastfeed, and all these sort of things. And the mother will teach the daughter what men expect. You don't talk up to this man like this. You don't disrespect them. And he comes in the house, he wants you, expect for you to do this. There's rules and regulations in nature, not that it is a patriarchal or matriarchal ideal. It's just the way it operates. That's nature. Again, fire burns, air is air, metal is metal, glass can cut your fingers. It's just simple logic like that. And so she came from a traditional family that way. And the mother and the father told her that men should not do 100%, that she's going to have to put initiative in if she's going to find a decent man. And so they taught her how to not stand there and be you could say, a dumbass and expect for men to read her mind, to just get close, to just stare at him all day, or to throw out these subliminal signals and messages and hope that he catch it. No, they taught her that she had to speak up. Every now and then she's going to say what she needs to say, what she wants, or the moment's going to pass. So they teach their girls or their women in other countries that he may lose you, but you may also lose him. For example, both of you in the library. This guy walks up to you, lady, and he approaches you, and you deny him, or you don't accept him, or for some reason you don't recognize him. Okay, you missed out on the opportunity. It's not just him; he missed out on the opportunity if he doesn't approach you or put the connections together, but you also lost as well, because he's one of a kind, just like you may be one of a kind, meaning you can only, I won't say date one person at a time, because of course I got 3 companions, so it's not like it's impossible, but you got to have yourself in such a function where, I'll put it like this, you have the ability to concentrate on that person and what they need and how you can fit into their world. And every person has a different requirement and principle, but there are basic principles for you to stick with. There are plenty of men, but there's one man with that type of personality and expectations. Okay? However, I can keep going on with this. I'm not even going to go deep into that discussion, because this is a lesson about how you meet a person. I'm asking you a question, how I met her. So I was out one day with a friend, of course, traveling to that particular country. And I've seen her a couple of times anyway, so she was familiar with me, because I go several places for conventions or lessons and learning, that sort of thing. Or sometimes it could be through research to figure out, well, I ain't gonna tell you too much, none of your business. Anyhow, so what happened was this. She's an open-minded girl, and they don't really stand by womanism in other countries. They don't, and it's minimized compared to America. So the women aren't thinking about pride, and they're not worried about, you could say, because it's not really such thing as women simping, but they don't consider themselves as weak if they put forth the effort, because they understand and understand that men are also the prize, and that they need to put some skin in the game for him. And so while I was out, I was hanging out with the guys, and here she go walking close to me once again, because I don't give them the time of day. Again, I don't cold approach, and I don't ask them for their number or try to hook up with them or anything like that, because I don't have time for it. I'm not interested in belittling myself in that type of situation. I'm not going to go in depth with that. I made an audio for you. It is called Do Not Cold Approach. Okay, check that out. Use that as a reference. It's called, Do Not Cold Approach, or Cold Approaching is Dead. One of the titles. You'll see it. Cold approaching. Just don't cold approach. All right? A woman. And so she quickly realized what type of guy I was, because there were multiple females and women in the vicinity where we were at, and I never gave them a time of day. I would disconnect myself from the groups. I wouldn't walk up to a girl. I wouldn't even pay attention to them or look their way. And she soon realized that she was going to be a part of them as well, meaning I would ignore her too. And given the fact that she saw me a couple of times, she immediately realized that she wasn't going to have another opportunity, because I'm going to travel back to America. I wasn't going to be there. Remember what I told you about how her parents taught her to put forth the initiative and the effort. She didn't want to lose the opportunity. So she did the same thing as most women would do. She got really, really close. So close where her elbow was hitting my, hitting my forearm. Because I'm a tall guy anyhow. And to the point where I had to look down to see this girl, because she bumped into me on purpose. Because getting close wasn't going to be enough, because to me, once again, I'm just going to act like it's just a breeze of the wind. You don't mean anything to me. I'm just that type of guy. I'm not going to give you any effort or attention if you're not going to give me no effort or attention. If you don't want to cough, I won't cough. That's how I operate. If you don't want to let me know that you're interested, I'm sure not going to let you know I'm interested. You got to meet me halfway. I don't play that game. My mindset isn't the same as the common moron in America. I don't think like y'all, and I'm not modernly ignorant like the rest of you either. I have principles and I have values, and it will not break. If I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life, the hell, so be it. Rather that than be like the 99% of these simps and morons who praise women for no damn reason when she didn't do anything to deserve it or earn it. I make anybody and everybody around me earn my attention and my respect. You got to earn it. If you're not doing what I'm doing, get the hell on somewhere. You don't mean anything to me. If I'm not valuable enough for you to make an effort to approach me and let me know that I'm an important person, I'm going to treat you the same way. I'm going to give you exactly what you give me. You say hello, I'm going to say hello. You say how high, I'm going to say how high. You're committed, I'm going to be committed. You're going to be a good friend, I'm going to be a good friend. But when you start tripping and you start pulling back and thinking that I'm going to chase after you and think that you're the priority, you got this game twisted. You got this game twisted. And as a matter of fact, if you continue to do that, I'll act like you don't exist at all. So in her mind, she knew that I was going to leave again. And as always, a quick glimpse at everybody that's around the vicinity, and I'm going back to America. She knew what she wanted, and I was that type of guy. While the rest of them are talking to everybody and they're socializing. And of course, I was socializing myself, but I didn't really put forth too much effort. And so again, she did the same thing while she's standing next to me. She did the elbow. And she pretend like, hey, how are you doing? You know, who are you? You know, I've seen you a couple of times, and here I am pretend, yeah, I've seen you too. Like, oh. So she did something that most common American women don't comprehend, because the elevator doesn't go up to the penthouse, let alone the 8th floor, and you got like 20 floors. So she took a chance. She took a risk. She said, she said, so where are you from? I know you're not from here, right? I'm saying, yeah, I'm from America, and I'm just doing a little traveling. Yeah, you know, who are you? Oh, my name is so-and-so. Oh, pleased to meet you. You got a wonderful accent, because she was learning English. Very good English, actually. Still got her wonderful, sexy accent that's really, I'm not going to get in that. Again, none of your damn business. But anyhow, so she said, she continued on, she said, so I know a lot of American men, y'all have women over there who are so easy to get with you. How come your woman's not here? Here she go, opening up the door. She's doing the effort. And I'm stunned a little bit, like, okay. She's trying to spit game here. Okay, I'm going to play with you too. You want to dance? Let's dance. I love dancing. Let's rock. So I said, well, no, I don't really have a girlfriend there like that. And it's not as easy as you think it is. You know, America has its problems, and I'm just going with the flow. And so she stepped up the notch a little bit. She cranked the heat up a little bit. And she rears back and she says in her accent, you're lying, you're kidding. All you Americans are like that. Stop playing. Where's your woman at? You're kidding me. A man that look as good as you, how could you be single? And now I got it. She's hitting on me. She's hitting on me. Okay, I get it. You want some attention. You want me to rock with you for a while. Okay? So I'm not going to get too depth in that situation, because it's, you know, you can't tell your whole life story. That's what really began with a lot of things. And the gold digger situation was, again, you need to go back to Wildman number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't really tell you. Some of you who just skipped past those videos that I put down there, you're missing out. I've explained some gold digger situations with you. And I've told you about long situations that if you listened to them before you came here, you would really understand how this probably played out. Because of my guys who do have Ferraris and Lamborghinis and, you know, high-class Porsches and stuff like that. I don't need to have it. I'll just borrow theirs. But anyhow, so I tried that on her, and she didn't change, basically. And how can I put it? Let me show you a scenario one time. There was an apartment that I usually use for the plot, all right? That I've used a couple of times, that most American women have failed at, because they think they would have thought I was poor and I was not really hitting the mark of money and not really a classy guy with standards. But with this girl, when I brought her there, she didn't care about where I was at or what I was doing. Nope, she wasn't in poverty. No, shut your mouth. She wasn't in poverty. She's not a poor companion. She's not a poor girl. She didn't come from a poor family. No, she was concentrated on me. Unlike, see, you got to understand something. American women always are about their career and self. They're always about getting their bag, get their career. They think men care about them having a master's degree. We don't really care. Because while she's focusing on that, focusing on getting her Mercedes-Benz and getting her own house in the Bahamas or something like that, she's neglecting relationship practices. And she's not going to shy away from the sausage, like that Adam Sandler movie. What was that? Anger Management. You know, when the guy in the hallway, Lou, he said, she's not going to shy away from the sausage. Yeah, you may get the bag and go and get your career, but that doesn't mean you're not going to have your late night pumps and dumps. You know, that's what makes some of these women undateable. And they say, well, I've been single. I've just been working on my career for 5 years. Yeah, for 5 years, you're not going to go without the sausage or the vanilla sausage. You're going to get it from somewhere. And that's going to compile up to the point where you get into a relationship. then everything falls apart because you ran up your mileage. But we're not going to get into that. Stop. We're not going to get into that. Point being, she didn't care about what I had and what I didn't have. I'm telling you, I took this girl to McDonald's. Listen, I took her to McDonald's for a Big Mac meal, and I sat there and ate a fish sandwich. And she removed the meat from the Big Mac. She got rid of the meat and took the ice out of the drink and all this kind of stuff. And I'm just watching her, learning of her months on end. And she didn't change her tone. She loved being wherever I was at. She didn't even ask to go to any other type of expensive place, even though she knew about it. Remember, these girls, they have internet access too. They know about restaurants and they watch American Girls every now and then. They know about Maury's show and Jeopardy and, you know, mainstream media and also social media and Instagram thoughting and 304 behavior. They know about all that. So it's not like they were ignorant. They were raised right and focused on what really matters in life, which is that guy sitting across from you on the table. As a matter of fact, I got to the point where I stopped sitting across from the table from start sitting next to her just to see what she would do. And her tone didn't change, and she was giddy and happy. She ate the Big Mac without meat in it. And then of course I upgraded to taking her to a better restaurant where they actually had salad and a salad bar and things like that. Just playing with her to see what she would do. And she didn't change her tone. She was still looking at me from across, well, I mean, I guess now sitting next to her. Okay? I would really test her, and I really wanted her to change, but she didn't change. And what got me more than anything, she was always happy. She had a smile on her face. She was my peace. And so I did a week experiment with my, again, my best friend's raggedy apartment. And I used his beat up Nissan. I told you about that in the story. So if you don't know about it, too bad. Beat up Nissan with a bad muffler. It's loud. You can hear it a mile away. All right. I didn't wear my classy clothes. And I would pretend that I would leave to go to a 9-to-5 that she didn't know where I was going to. She didn't even ask. All she cared about, there was a roof over her head. There was food every now and then. And she was good. And she didn't change her tone. She didn't stop smiling. She was content. And so what happened is, and I can continue on with this, I found myself wanting to be at home with her. She became my peace and my comfort, where I would be happy to leave wherever I was at to come and see her. And she would be there. So the week experience was that apartment where we stayed there just for a little while, just to see what she would do and what she would think about me and my status. And she had her own thing going on, and a little bit of money and a little bit of ability. So it's not like she was completely not able to do anything. And as a matter of fact, even if she wasn't, it wouldn't matter because I'll take care of her anyway because I'm a responsible man. But the point of the matter was, she didn't look for anything else. I will purposely, even with my status at that time. So I took her to Miami and I purposely drove down certain roads, went to certain places where it was high class and expensive just to see what she would do, and around other guys who, I won't say look better. I mean, I guess I look all right, but I don't want to be big-headed about anything. I look okay. You know, I'm all right. Not the best. But guys that could be interesting. You know, guys who could maybe in her eyes be attractive. Brown-skinned guys, light-skinned guys, you know, successful guys, guys that's just getting out of their McLarens or their Bugatti or something like that. And I'd sit there and wait for her reaction to see if she would look at them. I would see if she would stare at them. I would try to see if she had some sort of desire to go somewhere else. Now, I don't recommend you men to do this, but this is what I wanted to do. Because when I take my companion seriously, I vet her like this. Because I need to know what's going on right now so I don't waste my time. She don't have to waste hers. If she want to be with somebody else, go ahead. I'm not going to keep her from whatever desire that she wants. Even if she's from a different country, You can be here, be free, love your life, enjoy yourself. I'm not here to control you. That's my mentality. Go have fun. Because I got options. She don't have to be the one. If it was a failed project, I can choose someone else. Okay? No big deal. But anyhow, the point of the matter is, the world was invincible. She didn't even care about the car. She didn't care about nothing. The only drug that she ever needed was me. I was her dope. She was stuck on me. No matter what I did to shake her, it wouldn't work. Even today, she's still the same way. And that comfort level is still the same. When I come home, it is always, I want to be there. Meaning, I can explain. Have you ever, okay, how about this? Have you ever had as a kid, if you had a good Christmas or you brought something that was brand new, a brand new bike or something like that, and you in school, you can't bring it to school, but when school lets out, you excited about going home to that toy or that video game or that bicycle or go outside to play. Or sometimes when you're at home, your parents tell you got to finish your homework first before you go outside or go see your friend or go somewhere that you enjoy doing or go play basketball. It felt like that, but I didn't make it happen. It wasn't something I was doing. It was something she was doing. Women in the West need to understand that most men, not all, is just looking for peace, her to be an asset in his life and not a burden. And of course to take care of herself and be beautiful, but without being overlading. Meaning we don't need to snuffleupagus eyelids. Credit to Coach Greg Adams. We don't need you to put clown paint on to be beautiful. And if you're beautiful, be beautiful for us, not the world. If you're going to dress up for us. Don't dress up to leave the house to impress the world. Dress up to come home to impress me. Okay? I know this by her doing this naturally. This is what her parents taught her. That's why I can understand why other countries, they may not have technology and the advancement of America, but they know how to deal with family and they stick together. Some Muslims are the same way too. I respect the Muslim faith, even if I understand the details of what's broken and what's not. Okay? And what's true and untrue. At least they have a status quo. What matters is the results. Whether what they believe in is right or wrong, what matters is what they are doing afterwards. What is it showing? And a lot of times there are some quality women. They value their men. They're very simple. They very down to earth and they're realistic. They don't care too much about the bag. They understand that if their men get the bag, they get the bag too. So in a nutshell, I know I went 27 minutes on this. I can't tell it all, but here's the fact. How we met was her bringing value in my life. She did this on her own. So she deserved the crown. I give the trophy to those who earn the trophy. She earned the trophy because she put forth the effort to get what she wanted, and she kept it. I put my part in it, of course, but she showed me through various tests and trials, not trying to SHIT test her. No, naturally, she wasn't going to let me go. She wasn't there for anything but me, period. She didn't need nothing else. There were times where I would purposely stay home instead of going somewhere and going out and say, hey, we're just going to sit at home and sit down and chill, watch the movie, and eat some popcorn. We're not going out tonight. And I would purposely put up that there's an event going on. There's a party over here. There's sometimes New Year's party over there. There's a Christmas bash over here. There's people getting over. All kind of things that people want to be at. And there were groups of girls grouping around there with their so-called hot girl summer mentality. She acted like nothing was going on, and she kept staring at me, not looking at what I was trying to show her. And because of it, she's the most happiest girl in the world, because you got to understand, if you want, and I know it's going to sound kind of Barney-ish, I love you, you love me. No, love is real. It is. And of course it comes after respect. You got to be respected first. But in order to really be appreciated and get the love that you want, you got to give love first. You got to be able to give first, and you're going to get it back. If you expect somebody to give you everything and to suffer for you and to go work 9 to 5 and bust his, work his fingers to the bone and build up his empire and just give you everything just because you're a woman, you got the game damn twisted. You won't earn the prize. You'll earn a donkey dunk, but you're done by the end of the night. By 11 o'clock, you need to leave. Some of you, by 12 o'clock, you need to leave. And we are not going to go out in public together. I don't want to be seen next to you. But this girl, I'll be seen next to her. She earned the prize because she put forth the effort. And in return, she wins. And when I'm successful, she's successful. Not the other way around. So I'm going to stop right there. That's 30 minutes into it. I apologize. I know some of you are like, God, just get on with this. Get on with that. All right. Maybe I'll cut this in half and make 2 videos. All right. Getting back to what I was going to say is going to upset you. I'm going to get into it right now. Hold on to your belt. And this, you can call it what you want. But I'm going to put my foot down. And when I do, it's an earthquake. The question someone asked me is, Leon C. Morpheus, Mr. Professor, when did you realize that religion was false? And when did you think that God does not exist? And how is the future going to look without the vision of God helping us to move forward? And again, you've been warned that this is an Alpha God audio. If that's not you, be triggered. But learn something. Shut your mouth and listen. In every facet of your, you can say your religions in multi varieties, there are underlying things and that they teach you. And one of the main things is to follow. Don't think. Just follow. Do what God tells you to do. Obey. Trust and just obey. Don't think, just move. Have faith, don't know. Believe, don't lean on to your understanding. Lean not on to your understanding. Have you heard that before? Lean not on to your own understanding. Mean, don't effing think. Just believe. Just go forward. Just go in blind faith. Well, my dear listener and my dear student, let me give you a backdrop on my life. I loved the church, the capital L, and I respect and love the people. I love the pastor as well. Never have anything bad. Even today, it's not personal against the pastors nor the people. No. They've been a family for quite some time. As a matter of fact, going back and forth to the mosque was a comforting thing. Sitting down in the cathedrals, talking to the priest every so often, hearing the people talk about their testimonies was a heart-wrenching situation that is unforgettable. Let's not get that messed up. I felt like shouting a few times. I don't mind admitting that. I thought I felt the Spirit sometimes. I don't mind admitting that. But, of course, in Discovery, I've spoken to you about what that comes from. You just got to do your research, because even though some of the videos are a lot older, the information is still real. Some of you got to understand that just because you get the newest video like this and others, that doesn't mean it's the newest information. That doesn't mean that it's going to be more beneficial than the other videos that I've given you. They are just as effective. Yes, they are. And actually, they tie into everything that I'm saying. So therefore, if you get the earlier or other videos 9 months back, a year back, 2 years back, you will immediately find, and I told you, I promised you before, put the Easter egg together. There's Easter eggs in every video I've given you. If you put it all together, I promise you, you are going to be a better person. I'm going to say like a farmer tells his son, I'm going to make an alpha out of you yet. He said, The farmer will tell the son, though, I'll make a farmer out of you yet. Okay, yeah. Or for a father to a son, I'll make a man out of you yet, boy. I'll make a man out of you yet. If you listen, you will start getting things and seeing exactly what I am trying to get you to see. But anyhow, I loved them and I cared about them, and it was a very good, heart-wrenching situation most times, and I hoped and I dreamed and I held on to belief. I said those words that make me sick. After this podcast, I'm going to go hurl in the toilet for saying that. Every time I say it, the diarrhea rises, but it's going to have to fall because it's very stupid, illogical, and you won't hear me talking like that. And if there's anybody who claim that they are Leon C. Morpheus and they ever say believe, faith, trust, and trust, yeah, but blessed, God willing, gesture the crest. If they ever talk like that, that's not me. He's an imposter. Because it's not in my vocabulary. Hope is not in my vocabulary either. That's for a punk ass, not over here. Hope your ass somewhere else. We make things happen. Either it is or it is not. Now, is not is going to lead on to the next chapter of this lesson that's going to hurt some of y'all feelings. We're told to honor and respect God and your religious perspective and your idea. We're told to fear. We're told there's a length of blasphemy. We're told that we're just ants crawling upon the ground. Let me talk to you about a true alpha. What a true alpha is. Think, calm down. The word that comes to your mind means number one. Number one doesn't mean the best. Number one means that's the seat that typically the alpha is going to be in multiple situations. That doesn't mean they're the strongest. It doesn't mean they're the tallest. It doesn't mean they're the best. They're going to have number one tendencies, meaning they don't sit in the second seat. They're going to lead eventually, or they want to lead. If they're in a situation where they can't lead, they're going to be comfortably in a certain position that's still going to help him be the alpha dog that he is in one point or another. Being told what to do don't help the matter, and going in blind faith is never going to help the matter. You understand? So with the biblical text, let's go with one specifically. The rest is the same. You can bring that to every other religion as well. Tie them all together. I'm going to use one specifically because it's common in America, the Christian faith. With this dude named Gesture the Crest, with the white robe on, who everybody claimed exists. I was there with you. I was a Bible thumper with you. So don't think that I don't know anything about your man-made scriptures. You can shove it up your pie hole as far as I'm concerned. The problem with a lot of people is that's their problem right there. It limits you. You're too busy being passive. You're too busy being a backseat rider of your own Mercedes-Benz. You're not the owner of your home and your soul. You're living in the basement of your home and your soul. Because you always expect for somebody to tell you what to do, how to live, and how to breathe, and how to function. I was limited myself for, here's your word, believing, which actually means trust. I don't know why you guys don't want to be simplistic, but the problem with you is because you're so modified and programmed, you got to use the words that they give you, key, which identifies how much of a slave mind that you are, because somebody has to give you what a word is. And you go about what that word is instead of identifying or analyzing that word to debunk it and straighten out your ass and defuse the programming. But you don't know how to do that because your black box will not fail. That black box is something that's programmed while you sitting in the belief system or the religion. The black boxes will keep you from derailing yourself and going where you need to go and being the free spirit that you are, aka the God person that you are supposed to be. It keeps you from that. Because most religions want you to think that you're just a fragile person. You are insignificant to the gods of the universe. You should always be in poverty. You should always struggle. You should always pray for direction because you can't direct yourself. That pertains to the average, unthinking, unsatiable, misguided individual who is chaotic in their own means. But it applies to about 70 to 80% of people that we're dealing with now. Because that's why you always got to have a system that is over you. You always need somebody lingering over you to tell you what to do because you don't know how to do anything for yourself. Like, for example, if there was no police officers on the road, it will be chaos. Why? Because y'all can't think for yourself. See, I respect the law and the police officers because a lot of you, you're like sheep. Not only are you sheep, you wolves at the same time. So those of you who are weak, you get eaten by the wolves. Chaos would erupt practically everywhere because you have no integrity. You have no respect for human life and no respect for people around you. So you need a daddy to control you. You need somebody to tell you who you are. You need guidance. You need somebody to tell you you're doing wrong or you're doing right because you got no self-awareness. Walking around like the zombie asses that most of you are. So therefore, you need the law. You need the judicial system to put you in a perspective of respect. Because your perception is based on. There are some people who are like a robot. They're winded up, they go. And so what happens is if you're not guided in a direction, you just keep on going until you destroy yourself or anybody else is in front of you. No common sense. How do you know this, Morpheus? What are you talking about? You know, you're talking about people. You're just so, first you blasphemy, and now you're sitting up there trying to douse people. Who do you think you are? You're not special. Oh, really? Then why and how come the officers got to deal with y'all every single day in certain neighborhoods? Why are you so lawless? Why do you not have self-control? If you go to a coffee shop and there are 6 officers sitting in the chair drinking, who knows, iced tea and eating a Subway or something like that, or some chips or something, you actually think they're going to sit there and pull out their blowhorn on you or put you in handcuffs or give you a ticket or ask you your name or harass you if you're not doing anything? You actually think that? You walk right past them, they wouldn't even recognize you. Like, okay, yeah, well, how you doing? Oh, good day, sir. Good day. They got a job to do just like you. As a matter of fact, they wouldn't even want to waste their time talking to you. They got to have their downtime too. They look at you like, please, keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Ain't got time for this. But the key factor of this, some of you idiots think that cause and effect just happens. Like you don't do anything, something's going to happen because you don't do something. Meaning, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, you're not harming nobody. You're on the straight and narrow. Nothing's going to happen. Right? But if you do cause something to happen and you're this menace of society, then of course they might have to take action and put you in handcuffs. But too many of you can't live like that. You need chaos because you're born with chaos. You was raised to chaos. You was in a family where your mommy and your daddy was fighting every day, so you think it's normal. Some of you don't know how to treat your women. You got to raise your voice at them, probably even put your hands on them, which you should not do. So you find yourself in a dumb situation. And another thing that destroys you is alcohol and drugs, which is a big problem in the country. You can't think straight because you got alcohol in your vein and you got drugs in your lungs, or maybe that's in your blood too. So somebody has to be there to straighten you out because you're an adult, but you're an adult child. So usually there is a reason why they have to lock your ass up. There's a reason why they got to deal with you. And I hate to say it again, I'm going to trigger a lot of you. There's a reason why that blowhorn have to be pointed at you and you no longer need to be here. There's reasons behind it. That's just life. That's reality. There's cause and there's effect. So, lo and behold, evidence that a lot of you need to be controlled. You need somebody to tell you what to do because you can't think. You don't have God mind energy, and you know we're damn near alpha. You're made to be a slave. You made to serve the world. You made to just produce and take your ass home. Go to the cotton field, pick your goddamn cotton, take your ass home and go to sleep. That's all you do. And some of you, that's all you do because that's all you want to do. That's all you can do. That's your only skill. And cause ruckus at the same time. Because if you stop to smell the flowers, you wouldn't even know what a goddamn flower is. You wouldn't even know what peace is because you love chaos. So you got to be monitored and watched and computer chipped. There's leaders, there's followers, there's slaves, and there's slave masters. There's someone who's going to take the gambit. There are those who's going to lose the gambit. And the losers are in the masses. I thought about my freedoms, my dear friend who asked me this question. That's what started it. And I realized that my future was capped because of this, because religion. My freedoms was capped. My mindset, because it doesn't coincide with reality. It doesn't coincide with science. It's not logical and it's not scientifically proven. It can't happen. It's illogical, the idea that religion's put in your mind. It's unrealistic, and it's no different than Walt Disney giving you some animated bullcrap just to make you stupid and dumb. And they do that quite well and insidiously. My success, my dear chiming partner, it came when I walked away from religion, when I went against the grain, when I told your Jesus Christ to go kick rocks, get the hell out of my face. Who the you think you are? Worship you? Oh, hell no. I don't know who the you think you, I don't know who you are with all this chaos going around. You ain't did so far. How am I going to believe in you and you ain't did so far? I told you, here come the trigger, and here it comes. Here it comes. Here it is. One of my close relatives, they said, we're gonna go to the church and we're gonna meet up there so we can go to dinner. I told you their faces that I'm not getting ready to go to your gravesite in that effed up place. Why can't you meet in a more civilized area where there's real people? You want to be a goddamn zombie? Do that on your own. I'm not going to meet you at your grave. I'm of the living. The future is bright for me. And the only way to get the future is to grab it by the balls. Paws. Not literally the balls, but, grab it by the balls. Grab it by what it has to give unto you. You take it. Farmers don't get milk by looking at the effing cow. You don't do it. You don't get milk by staring at the... Stop. The language is there. Fill in the blanks. You don't get milk from staring at the cow. The farmer had to milk the cow. Get under it. First, of course, sometimes you can start with buckets. Put your hands in the right position. Sit on a stool, and you got to finesse it. You can't just be all rough. You can't just go in and think you know everything, because you can get kicked in the face and you find yourself in the haystack waking up 2 hours later. So you still got to be careful. But anyhow, the cow has to be finessed. It had to be taken from the cow. The cow's not going to just give it to you. You're not going to go get chicken from a chicken. You got to take the chicken from a chicken by destroying the chicken and then defeathering it. Then you got the chicken. Okay? Otherwise, the chicken's going to keep running away from you. It don't operate like that. You don't get water just because. Now, you can put buckets outside. It'll come to you. You want to drink rainwater? Have at it. Have fun. But most times, if you're going to get tap water, you're going to get filtered water, you're going to get, distilled water, alkaline water, you got to go and get it. You got to go get it, baby. You got to go get that water, baby. So with the way religions give you, it tells you not to go get anything. Just pray about it. Sit there and be the dumbass that you are. And just think God's going to do everything for you. Or as a matter of fact, God's not there, so he won't do nothing for you. And matter of fact, it's not a he. That's anthropomorphic idea. That's genderizing the spirit that you don't know anything about. Because if you did, you'll be superior yourself. As a matter of fact, having a God mind will be easy for you. You'll be the first one to listen to this like, oh, they talking about me. Yes, have confidence. You should say that. Oh my God, Morpheus is talking about the alphas and the gods. Hey, this is all for me. It is. If you can't say it, get the hell off of my channel. Take your ass somewhere else. I don't deal with peons over here. I'm talking to people who know something about themselves. I make kings and queens over here, damn it. You got to be able to take that goddamn Bible, throw it in the flame and say, F you. And get the hell on. Say, oh, Jesus Christ love you. I love myself. I don't give a sh. Take your ass on somewhere else. As a matter of fact, take that old outdated blue and white robe off. Wipe it around. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. Put it on my ground and let me walk on it. You get the hell on somewhere until you get your ass straight and start helping people and doing around the country and changing this goddamn dynamic that you created. Your responsibility. You took a shit on everybody's faces. Clean your shit up. Get the hell out of my face. You and your blue and white robe. You ain't got nothing to say to me. Tired of praying to you. Get your ass in order and start doing action. That's the problem with a lot of you. You scared. Oh my God, it's blasphemy. Oh my God, the Jesuits is going to come out now. I can imagine now those who, believe in the Crusades and the Jews. I'm going to go attack this Leon C. Morpheus. Who the hell he think he is? And that's going to solve what? That's going to solve what? Is that going to erect the Twin Towers all over again? Is that going to hold back the tsunamis that happened all over again? Is that going to bring down the 3,526 airplanes that lost each 235 passengers each in the numbers? Is that going to bring them back from the dead, bozo? Is that going to bring your grandparents back from the dead, bozo? Dealing with me, is it? Huh? Is that going to dissipate the cocoa bean virus, COVID? Is that going to make it go away and bring back all the people who passed away from it? Get the hell on out of here. Shut your goddamn mouth. You're representing nothing but stupidity. Because I'm telling you the truth. That's another problem with a lot of you. You think trying to shut somebody down who's telling the truth is going to stop the truth. That's the most stupidest. Listen, Yale, Harvard, and the rest of your universities, you're fired. You didn't do your damn job. You are fired. You're fired. Because these people go into the universities. They come out here. Yeah, you got your PhD. You think you're smart. You got more. you got a lot of accolades. Haven't changed a goddamn thing. And you still ain't going to embody God in it. Oh, that's not going to make Jesus Christ break the crowd either. I mean, the clown. I mean, I guess he is a clown. The crowd. The clown. I can't even say it. The cloud. Boy, some of y'all, I could see it now. I can see some angry faces and some pitchforks. Y'all want to come after Morpheus. I'm not doing this for clout. Listen, I'm trying to teach you and to show you something. If that's your religion, fine. Don't come here. I'm not talking about anybody specifically, so I have a right and I'm allowed to talk like this, whether you like it or not. This is free will, baby. I'm saying exactly what it is. I'm not attacking anybody. That's in the guidelines. You don't like it? Get the F on somewhere. Flag it all you want to. You ain't flagging for no reason. Listen, you're not flagging it for a reason. It's going to come back on here. I know how some of you think, oh my God, we need to get this video down. He's out of his mind. No. Take the time and think about it. What am I saying? Stop. Let me give you a disclaimer right here. Oh, shoot. He ain't going to go there. Morpheus isn't going to go there. Oh, I'm going to give you a disclaimer right here. Right in the middle of it. Or you can say this far in. I already gave you one in the beginning. The disclaimer is, I don't own your stupidity and your lack of thought and your misguided information. That's right. You've been given multiple informations that is up there. Take your lazy ass finger down there and start clicking on it. It's there. You don't want to read and think. You're too busy thinking about mainstream television and Oprah BS. Passing around lotions and books that don't make the world go round. It's going to make you dumber, not smarter. And did y'all so far to bleep that out. Because guess what? We're not going back to a healthy universe again, or a healthy, what do you call that, world. It's only going to go get worse from here. As a matter of fact, I got a prediction. I had a prediction before, and I'm going to give it to you again. America is still going to have its ability in arms and weaponry and all this kind of stuff, but your families is going to get even worse. Your unit is breaking apart further and further. Other countries is going to rise above you in morals, that is, and in family connection. And eventually, as the future continue to come through, they're going to overtake. They're going to keep expanding in tradition and family because you all are not producing. You're not having enough babies and enough babies from the right type of people. Some of you, oh my goodness. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, man. The church is coming after me. Y'all coming after me with pitchforks. Y'all going to put fire on the cross and just put me on it. Oh, Lord have mercy. The wrong people are having babies. Y'all repopulating menaces. And you raising the menaces with a broken house. And a broken home. Because, you know, a house is not really a home. It's just a house. You know, it's just a brick and mortar. A home is really established when it's a place of comfort, peace, growth, and success. Or an abundance of options. Whatever you want to say. Not happening anymore. You want to know why? Other countries, they put the horse before the cart. Here in America, nah. You put the cart before the horse. I heard a woman this morning, me and my companions were sitting down, and sometimes we go through social media to hear what other people got to say, because I'm a student too. I'm a student as well, and I listen and I learn. And we heard several women, I didn't say one, I said several. See, you got to understand what a woman is. Let's talk about that for a second before I talk about what she said. Women are the ones that bring in children. They're the ones who say, yes, it can be born. No, it don't have to be born. Once the child, or you can say the seed or semen, leaves the husband's body to meet her egg, he no longer has power over what she does. She can run away. She can go. She can leave. When she doesn't want to bring in a healthy child in a healthy relationship, in a healthy love life, the end is imminent. It will not be stopped. You cannot stop this train. It has no brakes. The end is coming eventually. And so what a lot of those girls said specifically was this: I don't want to be in a relationship right now. I just want to do my career, get the bag, so I can create generational wealth. As good as it might sound, you can, but do that alone. Do that alone. Because I'm not going to get into it. I really don't have time. It will be nice if I had time, but I really don't have the time. I can't break that down for you right now. If you got questions on that, that's going to be a different audio. But listen, that's a dying perspective. Because it should be a balanced home where the men have their point to play and women have their point to play as well. If it's going to be a straightforward heterosexual relationship in marriage that's going to produce kids for the future. It's never the other way around. How I know this is because those same women find me eventually. And I get very tired of it, and my companions laugh at the situation because I'm in the thicket of a lot of things. These girls, it's almost like shooting fish in a barrel. It's almost like, how can I put it? You have a barrel of apples. Each apple is a married woman with a beta, or she's making more money than him, or she's paying the bills, she's taking him places. When I come onto the scene, now I'm not blowing my head up. Maybe I can say it about another guy. I don't know too many men. I know high value men, but they married. Some of the guys I just discussed a few minutes ago, and they're married. They jumped the broomstick already. They're a bunch of dumbasses. They're gonna get fleeced eventually. You know, you're gonna find them just like Dr. Dre and the rest of them. Done. You know, just forget about it. Don't worry about it. And a lot of them, they're gonna be treated just like Will Smith. So prepare for that to be in the news eventually, because they don't think straight. They don't listen to a man like myself. But when I come onto the scene, because of the way I carry myself, because of my confidence, because I'm different than the rest of those betas, because I got my life in order, because I know what I want, because I'm the leader, because I'm in the driver's seat, I can take her like an apple. I can just put my hand in the barrel and close my fist. She's there. So they claim that they want to be the leader of the home or get the bag and get this perspective, and then she'll be feminine for the right type of man. That's conditional. That's conditional, and it never worked like that, because there's most men want a feminine woman, and it's hard to be feminine when she's the boss babe. Okay? Hold on, let me take a drink because my voice is getting kind of dry here. In other words, not to rant on this, the coupling in the relationship is going to keep shooting themselves in the foot over and over again by trying to put the cart before the horse, and it's going to keep failing. Because a lot of times they're going to get tired of that lifestyle. They're going to want a guy who's going to take the reins and who's going to be the leader and who's going to be the boss and be confident. But the problem is she set the bar up so unrealistically high, and so she's so used to having her own thing. You're not going to have a house that's going to be together. You're going to have a house that's separated because she's going to have her own thing. And she might even have her own home. This is why it's a rising dynamic now, like a virus, that a lot of people are saying they want to get married but live in separate homes, which is stupid. That's the way y'all think over here in America. You're going to be married but live in a separate home. Have a relationship. You got your own house. She has her own house, but yet y'all dating each other. You know, you're in a relationship with each other for like, who knows, 5-6 years. But the reality of it is you want to have your fun while being committed, which don't work. No, you just want to be a loose cannon. That's what it is. You want to have your cake and eat it too. That's what some people say. That's the American thought. That's your standard right there. That's how y'all breed in the future. And then keep going on to the line where you get divorce robbed and, she take you to court and take you for everything that you got, child support and alimony. You got nothing because you're smart. You go to Harvard for that. Other countries, they don't think like that. So eventually, other countries, they're going to rise up. America's going to fail. You have your technology. You'll be all right. You're still going to exist. But you're never going to be the America you used to be. It's never going to be about family, morals, and togetherness because you're too big of a dumbass. Don't understand what you're doing to yourselves. And a lot of people are ignorant. Like mainstream television versus, social media and platforms like what I got. Ignorant. They'll still pretend like people like myself and others don't exist. And we're talking real facts out here. They'll keep pushing the narrative out there. You should get married and everybody should get a trophy and everything is okay. The standard of beauty is 400 pounds. So you should do this. It is healthy for you. Let's go ahead and bring in more technology and computers because that's what we need to make ourselves a little bit more lazier. That's your American idea. That's your standards right there. You're not gonna live forever that way. It's not gonna last forever. It's gonna catch up to you. And the other countries, they're gonna swath over you. With children, with unity, with family, and with success. They don't need money to do it because what makes power is people. They got it. You don't. So getting back to the religious thing, and I'm going to call it quits. I said it before, religion is not the way. You got to step on the toes of what they told you a thing is and understand it for what it is. You do need to have an extent of morals. There is an expression, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not do this, and whatever else. Those are common sense things. Those things you should automatically know. Again, integrity that a lot of you just don't have. You shouldn't need to be taught this. You should know this naturally. But unfortunately, you don't because you don't have a daddy at home. That's why you don't. You don't understand that. Your daddy's not the law. He's not the police officers that he need to be. So therefore, you're a loose cannon. everything around you is an emotional aspect, which is going to lead you to the bad ending. So therefore, you're going to take your ass to the church. You're going to believe. You're going to have faith. You're going to try to manifest a reality that don't exist. And because of that, what happened is girls would immediately think, if they hear this conversation, what they'll say is, well, I don't care. I'll still go get my PhD, get my bag, and make my money. He's going to be there no matter what when I get 40, 50 years old. What she don't understand is this. She think that he's always going to be there because there's always a beta. There's always a low qualified, non-qualifiable, bucktooth, donkey-ass dude who just want to have sex. And they're always there. But what she don't understand is a guy of quality might be 2 out of 50. And this guy is probably willing to wait for a little time and give her a little opportunity should she line up. But because she's out there busy, don't have time for him, she's getting the bag, and now she's building up this testosterone and this boss-like mentality, he's not going to stay. It's not called intimidation, ladies and gentlemen. It's not called intimidation. When women say that to you, leave her alone. Let her go. Because now she's trying to give you shaming languages for being a man. You have every means and every justifiable logic to do whatever it takes to allow your relationship to survive. You're just telling her, hey, pipe her down. I don't like that. I'm a man. You're a woman. Act like a woman. I'll act like a man. Simple as that. But if she's trying to act like you because she's so-called boss babe, now you got to fight with her all day, every day, verbally. Because it's your way and it's her way. Y'all wrestling with each other. When other girls from other countries, they'll come over here and say, no, let me listen to what he got to say. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What you need? I got it. All right. I agree. Yes, I got it. I understand. I'll do it. You don't want me to do that? All right, Daddy, I won't do that. Okay. I know you take care of me. I got it. They get married. They get wifed up. They get taken. They get respected. But a lot of women that think they can go out there and get their own thing, and they're left out to the side. So given that religion is a major part, getting back to the subject, of most people's lives, and we take in religion like it is vital to our very existence. Most people are serious about it, and they keep it in high regards in their home and think it's the line of duty to be taught to their kids and to themselves, when they don't know that they're just teaching their kids to be slaves, not to think for themselves, not to go against the grain. Going against the grain is usually the best thing you can do to unwrap your true potential. To unwrap, and it may not be for you, but it was for me, but to unwrap your true potential, you got to know how to take religion and flush it down the toilet. That's stopping you from really breaking the mold. That's why they put it there to begin with. So you're going to let other fragile, insignificant, broken human beings tell you what life and death is, and they don't know how to get their act straight. They haven't did anything greatly significant since the beginning of humanity, and you still going to sit here and believe in them, then that means your mind is no different than theirs, a peanut. I'm not talking about significant like making the light bulb, creating the automobile, building a bridge. I'm talking about really bringing life down here to earth, really expanding in evidence what it means to be at liberty of the blessings of what this so-called God has to give you. And my dear caller, it has nothing to do with saying that God don't exist. It exists, but in a different way than what you've been taught. I've said that before. It might be something that you clearly will not understand. It is like decoding a serious, complex series of information that you would never decode. Because you can't decode it. That information is not for you. It's for the God minds.
True people of leadership, true people of their own girth, true people who's all about their freedom. They don't care about what this entity might be. They care about results. My whole task is, I don't know, not just myself. I don't just concern myself with my issues. I watch what your so-called universal gesture do for other people as well. Because I'm not selfish. And I will always say, what will make that person less special than myself? You got all these people who pass away in an avalanche. You got these homes that go up in flames and they're no longer here. But yet you, as a dumbass, still believe that this person is a thing of love. So you saying that this God of love watches people burn and dissipate to cinder? You are an evil follower. That means you're as sick as that God is. There's even a passage in the Bible where they were told to give offering up to the so-called God. So they had to burn animals to do so, innocent animals, as a sacrifice unto God. How is that going to be something nice? How are you going to sit here and worship any type of Lord where you got to burn an innocent living being in order to make them look at you and give you, to make them proud of you? So you can get blessings from, that's a human mindset right there. And you dumb enough to believe in it. Could you imagine, right? Let's stop for a second. Imagine you sit there and you have to sacrifice your dog in order to make a God happy. So you take your dog and you do the deed. And now this dog is on this big pedestal and your God is happy that you did that. Do you know how crazy that is? Do you know how sick that sounds? That sounds more like devil worship right there. It's something kin to witchcraft. I know a lot about the craft. That's kin to witchcraft. And then y'all sit there in the church, do your, what do you call that? Communion, where you break bread and you drink this Welch's glass of wine that tastes bad. Ridiculous. A form of cannibalism. I'm going to shift gears here. And I'm going to tell you two things. It's always twos. Remember I told you that? I promised you that. And you notice in my audios, I'm always twos. Two things that most Christians or religious people don't understand that's under their belt as to why they do what they do. So when it comes to religion and Christians, on one part, let's talk about the bad, then we're going to go to the good. They're on the brink of, let's just say, desperation, passing away, getting hurt, something like that, dying, basically. And something happens, either scientifically or someone cared about them enough to help that person, where they think it was an act of God that saved them from that situation. And now they think they need to worship God or respond to this so-called jester, the Casper the ghost that you'll never see, called Jesus, and give him honor for something that Jesus never did. Example, I know a guy who was an alcoholic. He drove a truck, a pickup truck. He drove it off the road, right? And he ended up in the hospital, had a gash on his head. You know how that goes. Pretty hurt. Banged up pretty bad. Afterwards, he goes around talking about, I love the Lord now. I love God because I could have passed away. Jesus spared my life. No, it had nothing to do with that invincible clown. No, it didn't. No, it didn't, sir. Science is behind that. Science and logical, trajectory of where the truck was positioned and you got lucky. Had nothing to do with your life being spared, because what's so special about his life versus those millions that was in an airplane crash, underneath a smoking volcano, caught in a tsunami, drowned in a flood, fallen from the Twin Towers. The list goes on and on and on. What makes this little peon of a dude special than the rest of them, where Jesus is going to ignore everybody else who's dying and go save your ass? Shut your pie hole. You are not special. You got lucky. And now, because you programmed from the churches and your preachers and your pastor pimps to believe in this mythical idiocy, you think that's the only person to give credit to. Why don't you give credit to the doctors for saving your ass and just call it a lucky event? But too many of us too ignorant. Oh, you don't think that there's power behind it? You're not special. People pass away every day. What makes them different than you? You can be gone just like them. And you know how I know this? Oh man. The pitchforks are coming. Oh, the pitchforks are coming. You know how I know this? Because a lot of you who have been spared from terrible situations ain't doing today anyway. Ain't making much of a wave nor effect in your community or your world. You want to talk about God spared your life to do what? Look like a dumbass and do nothing with the time in your life that you got. And y'all still going down a crapshoot with broken homes, single mothers, and a very high divorce rate and low birth rate. Get your ass out of here with your stupidity. Talk about, oh, he spared me because my mission is to spread this sort of thing in the community. Well, you're not doing enough. You're not doing enough. Wrong answer. You got lucky. You ain't no different than everybody else who's no longer here. Suck it up and just enjoy your time and try to make it more effective and purposeful while you got the opportunity to. That's raw facts. And number 2, a lot of times Christians specifically, and of course it goes along with every other religion, they haven't saw the bad end of life. Meaning, you'll hear an actor. Let me give an example. You'll hear 2 global award-winning actors who you know might be a multi-million-dollar person or woman. They got, they have several mansions. They are invested in several stocks. They are rich. Living in high-rise towers. And they got the nerve to take their frail donkey ass up there on the stage. And guess what they will say, ladies and gentlemen? What do they say? Don't let me have, what would they say? Well, it's because of God that I am here. And thanks to God that I am here. And thanks to God that I am here. And I give thanks to God that I am here. And they'll look around at the cameras and they'll put up their little fake symbolic Oscar up in the air that don't weigh much, don't mean to sit there on a tabletop representing nothing. Oh, I'm roasted over here. I told you. And God has nothing to do with it. They're only saying that because they never truly meant hard times. Some people can call out, you can say Jesus all you want to. You don't know who his ass is. You're just saying that because you're used to hearing it and seeing it as a child. If you grow up and you are an American and you grow up in Asia, you're going to learn a little of their language. Duh, because you grew up there. You're accustomed to it. You can grow up as an Italian and go to Africa and you start learning African language or whatever that they speak over there, from the Hakibilanians. It's going to be natural. I don't care where you are or who you are. If you're around a certain group of people or a culture long enough, you're going to learn their ways. It's only common sense. So now you think it's real because you've been hearing it as a child, that you should acknowledge Jesus. I hate saying that. My stomach is starting to really get sick right now, and I got to start going back to gesture. I tried it, and I'm really going to have to go to the bathroom after this and wash my mouth out because it sounds stupid. Sound like some of you Americans Bunch of donkeys. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Donkey ass. It's Gesture, the clown. And so you do what you are programmed to do, and which you have not broke the programming. The fact that most of you haven't broke the programming identifies by the way that your world is today. Still stuck on stupid violence, drugs, alcohol, dead families, broken future, America going down the crapshoot, and you still want to call out this invincible so-called dumbass Superman. Get the hell out of here. If Superman ain't doing his job, why you call him Superman? Get off your high horse and start facing reality. Take your jackass and start thinking. If you're not saving lives or doing what the hell you're supposed to do, you're not who you say you are. I'm not going to give you honor if you're not doing anything to deserve that honor. It's no different than my companions. They would not be here if they didn't add quality to my life. I would not have talked to her if she didn't open up her mouth and let me know that she was interested. I would have walked away. But because she proven to me that she's different than 99% of women who think they're special, she won the prize, and she don't even think she's special. She's so modest, it's ridiculous. I'll come up behind her and hug her real deeply and give her a box of chocolates and suck on her neck, and she'll turn around and be like, I didn't do nothing to deserve that. What did I do? I'm just standing here cooking for you. I'm like, damn, modest as hell. But a lot of you American women, you don't do absolutely nothing. You talk about you want a man to marry you and give you a diamond ring and be a six-figure dude. The only thing you deserve is 5 minutes in the bedroom and you get the hell out of here. Nothing else. You don't win the prize. You don't pass go. You don't collect $200, nor his commitment. My wind visor isn't here, so you're going to hear a lot of noise in the background. I'm trying to get these leaves up that are over here in the corner, so you might hear me sweeping a little bit, but you hear some outside noise. I know you can tell the difference now, right? So I can't really yell as much as I want to because the neighbors are going to think something's crazy with me, but they know I do. I don't have an idea that it's for you. So I try to, I'm very low key to a lot of things and very obscured and what do you call that, private in my businesses. So still they'll see what's going on over here, but they may not be able to put two and two together. So I don't want somebody just walking past and, oh, this guy is talking to himself. Got a microphone. What is he doing? Is he yelling at his girlfriends, which they're my companions, not girlfriends? Is he having a bad day or what? So anyhow, get back to the point of what I'm saying. So I got to harp her down just a little bit. What I'm basically telling you is to stop having a slave mind. You know, leaders and people who really own things that run their life cannot be ran by foolishness. You can't keep living your life by blind faith. And I compiled relationships with this because the same as holding your companion accountable for caring about you and loving you and treating you with respect is the same as any type of entity or God. And it can't be a happenstance. It can't be because you're wealthy and you got things going on. Like I was talking about the famous people, just because they say in God we trust and power revealed. Or, you know, thank be to God that I'm up here with this Oscar. It was all because of God that I'm here. That's because they haven't seen real struggle. They haven't been poor in their life. You know, they haven't, and even if they was poor, they got fortunate once upon a time, but because they're fortunate, they feel, not think, they feel as they need to pay homage to someone. When someone helped them get there, someone gave them the opportunity. There's 50 people who want to get there, that acting career, that singing career, something like that, probably just having just as much talent as they do. I know that because I got talent myself. But the producers pick and choose who they want up there. And You just so happen to get lucky sometime. You just might be the person that they chose. And some of you work hard to be in that position. But that doesn't mean that it's because you was blessed or God put you there. And so they live in a life of glamour. They got a home to go to. They're not starving. And so they're staying up there just by political correctness, talking about, thank God. If it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be here. Thanks, God gave me mercy, and here I am with the global ward and flashy diamonds on my ear and around my wrist, looking like a clown. See, if we truly held God accountable, or whatever your funny belief system is, and whoever that person might be who's a deity. See, let me get on something right before I go into this spiel. A lot of people are self-serving, meaning, again, we think that God's just about for us, right? Individually. So we don't think about the world. We don't think about people. We think about ourselves. God saved me, so I guess I'm special. God saved me, so I got a purpose in this world. No, you're not. Birds, bees, dogs, and cats are here too. That don't mean they got a purpose. They exist. And they leave the earth just like you do. So shut the hell up. You're not special. You're just an average human being. There's nothing to you. Just like there's nothing to the millions. Take it or leave it. That's the way it is. But anyhow, they think it's about them. You know how I know this? It's because you still worship somebody who's a tyrant. You still worship evil. What that means is, a lot of people think that blessings and gifts come through hardship in evil situation. Again, people pass away in the most harsh way. We think it's the event of God, so to speak. Give you an example. But they don't think about the world. They don't think about starving children. They don't think about the millions who've lost their lives from various situations. They only think about themselves. Because if we truly held the so-called gesture or God accountable to be God, to be an entity of justice, love, kindness, balance, and fairness, and all that bullshit that y'all said he was all about, there will be no such thing as a church. There'll be no such thing as a religious sector. It will be different. A lot of people will be atheists. Evidence number one. Because when you go to the court system, the judge is going to ask you, what did you do? Who are you? Oh, I am a dentist. Oh, you are? Where's your paperwork? Here's the paperwork. Where's your witnesses? Well, I got these saints. Here we go. I got these saints that say that I'm this and I'm great, and it's in the book of the Bible. Did you read the Bible, Judge? Judge going to say, I don't give a about your Bible and your words in it. Where's your actions? Well, in Revelations, it said this is going to happen. Don't you see it happening? And the judge, if the judge is smart enough, which some of them are, and a lot of them are not, judge is going to say, no, because that can be proven by the machines and the digging and instruction that human beings are doing, that you made do this, this so-called God. So, no, they're destroying the earth. That's why we're dealing with this revelation sort of thing going on. So that's no evidence. Give me something else. Because what I see, you're supposed to be fixing people's teeth. You're supposed to be helping people, bringing them back to health. But all I see is death and destruction around you, but you call yourself God. I need more evidence than this. And here's the fact. Y'all don't like this, but I don't care what you don't like. It's your emotions and your feelings. I'm talking facts right here. My emotions aren't in this. That's why I'm talking like this. Oh my God, I'm scared. God's going to strike me down. No, probably strike you down for being, let me stop. Stop. Being the sheep that you want to be. That's not a place to be. Being a sheep is not the place to be. Never was. Have you ever heard people say, you just need to be humble and just deal with it? Oh, why you're being a pack mule for every other company, superior person, CEO, job, people around you, wives, husbands, such and so on. See, let me stop. I'm gonna jump off the bandwagon here. So holding God accountable will immediately mean you need more than the fact that you're waking up in the morning. Uh-oh, y'all not ready for that. You need more than just the breath in your lungs. You need more
than just the stars in the sky and all these sort of amazing things. No, you need more than that. Key, number one, I just said it. Oftentimes people are thinking about themselves, not other innocent people. People who have lost their lives, people who have lost their family, their loved ones, their kids. Child walking across the street, boom, no longer here because of a moron. Where was God? Huh? What make that child's life less special than yours, you selfish? Let me stop. Are you understanding what I'm saying? You can believe all you want to and say, oh, Jester, Jesus saved me. Oh, now I'm really getting sick now. I want to hurl badly. I think I might have to hurry up so I can go to the bathroom again. Because this makes me sick saying that. It really does. And here's another catch. Because a lot of us are because we're born to be betas, because we don't want to own our life and earn our freedom through battle, through fighting, through suffering. We don't want to earn our freedom because you're not going to give to you. Honor is given. I mean, honor is not given, but honor is earned, it's not given. Freedom is taken, it's not given. You got to take your freedom. Because nobody with power and resources wants you to be free. So you got to take your freedom, but you dumbasses don't realize that. So, I'm moving around here, so it's very loud, but I'm going to get to it. Bear with me here. What y'all do is, you won't believe in one religion, you'll go to another one. Oh, well, one slave master didn't work. Let's go to another slave master. Let's go to another human area of human thought and anthropomorphic idealism of a so-called superior God. So we'll let that not do nothing. Look at your damn world. I don't care what type of God you go to, what religious sector that you go to, who you pray to, and who you think is the one who brought you into existence. I'm going to give you another example once again. It did not save those two twin buildings from coming down. So shut your BS once again. You got to stop excusing your ignorance. Stop excusing God. Stop it. Realize it's just not what you think it is. It's not working. People are still losing their lives daily. It's not working. You'll say, so what do you mean, Morpheus? Who do you think God is then? Since you're saying all this, you know that God don't exist? Okay, so if God don't exist, who is God? How do we get to the point? Listen, I'm going to tell you how and how you can find it. Yeah, I can say this right here in front of everybody. And it's not going to happen because there's too many morons. Leaders need to keep taking their role in going forward. Alphas need to be even more alphas. Separations need to become even more further in extent. Where you want to be a dumbass beta, you get left behind. Stay weak, stay dumb, stay broke, stay stupid. And it's been happening. That's why I see some of the most pudgiest, brokest, redundant, worthless, probably backwashed up society people sitting there in front of a church system, letting this pulpit pimp tell them what to do. That's why they look so homely and ridiculous and think that Jester had a homeless life. He was broke and poor and riding on a donkey. Just to let you think that you need to have this modest life, suffer, deal with the bare minimum because you are a believer. Well, Jester went through it, so you're going to go through it too. And y'all believe. That's all you know how to do. As a follower, all you can do is believe because you don't lead. You don't think. You let them think for you. Got to get on one accord. Real easy stuff. In the world of the video game, if you lost, you lost. In the Super Bowl, If you lost, you lost. In basketball, you may lose by 2 points or 3 points. If you lost, you lost. You cannot and will not on a global scale, and I cannot tell you, I mean I could, but not enough of you are chiming in and giving me the clout I need, so I'm gonna give it back to you. You don't subscribe, you don't chime in, you don't comment, so hey, I'm gonna give you what you give me. The hell with you. You don't want to give me no attention, I won't give you none. Told you, it works both ways. I'm not that type of person. I work hard for these audios. I work hard for my information, so I ain't giving you spit. You don't give me nothing, you get nothing. I mean, you don't give me nothing, I won't give you nothing. Maybe these audios, but hey, that's it. Take it or leave it. See, there was a movie of a slave who was a slave for 35 to 40 years. Okay? And they've been doing that for a long time, serving massa. Massa. Are we sick, massa? Massa. What am I going to do, massa? Massa, when am I going to eat, massa? Massa. Hey, massa. You want me to go feed the pig, massa? I'll do it, massa. Want me to take your wife shopping, massa? I'll do it, massa. I'll be the passenger seat driver, massa. I'll be on the caboose of the train, massa, because that's what I'm made to do. All right, massa? They came. You know what massa did? Massa got old, got wrinkly, got white hair. He said, you know what, son? You've been a good servant for so many years. I'm going to give you something that you deserve. You served me well. Every other slave ran. Every other slave didn't operate correctly. So what I'm going to do for you, and I'm going to let you go. You can go ahead and go. Go make a family. Go live your life. Make some kids. I'm going to give you a gold pouch, a couple of pigs, and you go ahead in the farm there. You know, you see the barn over there? I'm going to do a favor for you. Huh? I'm going to do a favor for you. You go ahead and you pick out the horse you want, son. You pick it out. You can have one of the best of my horse. You've been here for so long. I thank you for your services. You've been a really good slave. And the slave stands there. Said, okay, massa, is that what you want me to do? Massa says, yes, sure, go ahead. If something else slips out the door, I don't care. You deserve it, whatever it might be. Just get what you need, son. So the slave goes and grabs that stuff and pulls everything together. And he's outside. He got the horse, a couple of pots and pans, a couple of pigs, and a what do you call that? On a wagon. All he got to do is to smack the horse and get moving. Giddy up, and he's wherever he needs to go. But Massa was sitting there on his bed, actually on a chair, not bed, and he was looking at the slave, and he was like, he's not moving. The slave stood out there for a good 15, 20 minutes, then it turned to be 30 minutes. Started worrying Massa. Massa got up now and went out there and said, son, are you okay? I said you can go. Be free. Go, son. What are you doing? This is your opportunity. The slave turned around to the Massa and said, Massa, I got a problem. He said, whoa, what is it, son? I don't know what to do with myself. I don't know where to go. I'm so used to serving you that what's freedom, Massa? What am I supposed to do? I don't get it. I mean, thank you for the horse, but what am I gonna do with the horse and the pigs and the? I mean, I know how to cook with the pot and pans, but massa, I've been serving you for 40 years. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm like a newborn baby, massa. Can you help me out with this? I can't go nowhere without you. Master said, I tell you what, you do what you want to do, son. You can be free. You can go or you can stay. If you come back, hey, well, the seat's waiting for you because it's your life now, son. The slave thought about it for another 5 minutes. You know what he did? He put the pig away, he put the horse back, and he put the wagon back into the barn, and he said, this is where I'm going to be forever, massa. I know nothing else. Point of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have been told a story since you was a child for years about this gesture, the freaking crest. Lied about who God is. Walked back and forth for millennia, decades, generation after generation. Come, gone, died, come, gone, died. Ancestor after ancestor about the same old, redundant, retard, broken, illogical story of this so-called, I'm going to say, from the multiple religious aspects of what y'all think God is based on your human ignorance and frailty. Where now all of a sudden you're trying to figure out who God is, what is life, what am I supposed to do, why I'm here. You've been a freaking slave for so long, you don't know. You should have been fighting for freedom since day one, but because you so stuck on stupid, guess what? The only way you can fight is by saying, oh, the Bible says, Corinthians says, the Quran says, you know, this book did say, you know, it says this, you can't go to nowhere else but that. I'm going to argue with you from the Bible. Oh, so you're going to argue with me from the criminal itself when the criminal is online here. Amazing, because that's all you know. So therefore, when you ask me, hey, okay, trash truck is getting kind of loud here. In so many words, you'll go from one religion, you'll jump to the next because you're looking for somebody to guide you in a direction. You can only guide yourself. You can only guide yourself, but you're afraid to do so. Because if you think that you think on your own, it might be the wrong answer. It might be the wrong response to life or the wrong response to religion or what you think God is. But here's the kicker here. If God is God, as soon as you go down a certain path, isn't God, so-called God, great enough to communicate with you to let you know you're going down the wrong path if they are God? Do you not understand? You are tasked to be a leader and to take residence of your own soul and your mind and your well-being as a human being and become better, not by somebody else's idea of what life, death is in God. You ought to understand it personally for yourself. You got 5 people standing around in a circle talking about, yeah, we worship the same God. Oh, yeah? So y'all DNA is the same. Sure, y'all might as well go ahead and share y'all social security number. Go ahead and drink from the same fountain. Wash up in the same bathtubs. What do you call that? Share the same companion. And every other damn thing since you want to be stupid like that. When it comes to fire, that's a no-duh situation. Water is water. Air is air. Universal, right? Pain is pain, universal. Struggle is struggle, universal. We all have our struggles and we can probably relate to each other. I get it. But when it comes to God and the sanctity of the Spirit, that's a separate derivative altogether. I'm going to show you what the denominator is. Let's do the math. 5 of you bozos are thinking the same line of who this so-called entity is. You're not going to get nowhere. Because you're in la-la land. You're delusional. But let me give you something that you probably haven't thought of before. You coming together from an equal thought. That's not bad. It's okay. You coming together for equal agreement. Well, again, that's not bad. That happens. We agree on a lot of things sometimes, and we understand each other from a different perspective. Sure. But you're still delusional. I'm going to tell you how. There's nothing like this thing being in front of you. For example, someone say, hey, I'm the CEO of this company. They can be out of town. They can be, down the street. It don't matter if the corporation or whatever is operating without this person. They could say, hey, the CEO is, anybody. You don't even know who CEO looks like. You might see pictures, but they can lie to you. They can be the CEO. It could be owned by 5 people. It can be owned by 3 people that no longer exist. It could be a computer. You would never know. So the evidence isn't just enough that there's a building there and it's operating. You can still be lied to. You don't know how it was there. Just like you don't know how humanity truly existed. You don't even know how a lot of things came to be today. Because a lot of you don't think like that. Small-minded, peanut brains, apparently. So what happened is, the CEO shows up. Now it's unmistaken. Now, check this out. Now they are physically before you. There's no belief or having faith that they exist. They exist. You don't believe. You see it. You don't have hope. It's there. And anyone else that comes around can realize that this guy is the CEO without any excuse, without any failure of doubt. Do you understand? You don't have to walk around talking about you need to believe that they're the CEO. Just have hope and trust and faith. Pray to the CEO. Send an email. You don't even know it's getting sent to the CEO. It's probably being sent to China somewhere. Or maybe Europe. Maybe it's being sent over there to Russia. You never know, moron. You're doing it because the organization tells you to do it, and you think you're talking to the CEO. Your dumb ass don't realize that you're not. But when you physically see it through not just activity, but the evidence of their presence and the things that they are actually doing based on their promises, and they're not failing like your so-called belief system, then without a doubt, you don't need belief. You got knowledge and you got knowing, and it can be taught in your textbooks. It's not history, it's fact. It won't be called religion. It will be called a way of life. We're a bunch of, let me stop. We're some special people. Really special. This is how smart we are. This is our thinking today.
We would say if, and this is going to hurt. I told you, this is wow talk over here. So something happens to our son or our daughter or somebody who's dear to us, right? Through a bad situation, maybe a car crash, maybe something horrific, right? Fallen building, fire, something like that. And you know what we'll say? We would say, oh man, God took them too soon. They were sweet. I guess it was their time. Eventually you start thinking that. Or are you convinced by the priest? Because that's what they're there for. The priests and the pastors are there to think for you. They're there to mitigate your logic to emotional ignorance, basically. To keep you from going crazy. Right? Because if you logically think about it, you won't be standing there. But you just missed it. You just missed it. I said it. You just missed it. Classroom. You just missed it. I just said it. God took them. Stop right there. Wait a minute. So God took them through what? How? They just disappeared? Wait, listen. Set your boy. Hum the Padme. Hum the Padme. Goose fraba. Goose fraba. Listen. God took them how? This right here is the ultimate Shangri-La. This is the ultimate Shangri-La. If I give you nothing today, if you think that this is a crude, rude, out of control, terrible lesson, think about this. God took them, and God took them too soon. She was a sweet girl. God took her. I guess it was her time. You and your human thinking, your anthropomorphic intelligence. That's why you need college. Even though they ain't doing for you. So, God took them through what? Did they just evaporate? Did a ball of light come down from the sky and beam them up? Beam me up, Scotty. Remember Star Trek? Beam me up, Scotty. They push something on their chest and they're gone. Oh, my son and daughter. God took them. No, no, no. They have not been taken by God. And you just committed blasphemy and a very bad atrocity against somebody who you consider to be of love and kindness. So God's going to take somebody that you love through a car crash. Something that's, y'all don't get it. Something that's going to hurt them in the process of their exit. You are a moron and you sick-minded. Oh, so it's God's will that you end up burning to death in order for God to take you from earth. That's a very terrible and sick way for you to end for that to be the end of the chapter of your breath and your existence here on earth. And you call it God. You need to correct your thinking of what you think God is. Don't take your ass to the church talking about God is love, kindness, and sacrifice this gesture, the so-called clown, for you and your unforgivable sins in order to save the world, but yet going to take you away from earth, do something horrendous as a construction accident. You've never seen mangled bodies before. Let me stop. You don't know how terrible a situation like that is. It can be fast, white hot pain, but the fact is they didn't leave by being beamed up. They left by your human counterparts. Well, my microphone picks up on everything. It picks up on everything. It's noisy in the background and ridiculous. But hey, nature is nature, but these trucks aren't. Uh-oh. Y'all didn't catch that. Nature is nature. No, it's unnatural. Same way as to how a lot of people's lives have been lost. It wasn't through the mercy and the grace of God. It was through something horrendous that you created. Your retarded airplane, your retarded automobile, your bad technology, your devices that created fire from its components, your evil alcohol that you have created that makes a drunken person stupid enough to get behind the wheel and ruin your family's life, are drugs that ruin people's brain and their mind and fry their brain cells, because it does, and cause them to make bad decisions through psychosis, psychotropic stupidity. And you want to sit here and say they left because God told them to. It was their time. Oh, God allowed it to happen. Oh, so God is so now God have allowed it to happen. Now you're going to excuse God from allowing you as a human being to destroy yourself. Now you're going to say, oh, just God allowed it to happen. Just like he did when you just took a crap on earth and said, oh, you as an organism survive. I'm going to leave. Oh, that's intelligent. That's rich. Your God and your devil is amongst you. You look at them every day in the mirror. You work with them every day. They are in the automobiles next to you every damn day. People who can change your life or they can ruin your life in a flicker of a second, and you think God has something to do with it. You got free will, baby. Have you forgot? You've forgotten. Apparently you have.
That's the first argument that these so-called saints, which ain'ts, will come up with. Well, God gave us free will and we choose free will to do something bad. Even Jehovah's Witnesses will say that. Well, God gave us free will and we just choose free will to do, either we're going to be servants or not. That's servants. You're right. You can be a slave, servants. Then what do you need God for then? When you dealing with God's creation all the way around you, giving these mindless creatures free will to destroy you and your life. And you don't want to hold God accountable. I'll be Lex Luthor. I will be Joker. I'll be the devil. I'll be the anti. And let me give you shingle law. For why? Not for myself. For all those who have suffered underneath such mindless tyranny. What I say in the beginning, the reason why people can't see God nor realize the logic behind their religion. Because they're selfish and they think they're special. I don't think I'm special at all. I got my quirks, I got my issues, but who am I to survive and go through certain situations that others aren't? So when I hear about kids who have passed away, teenagers who are no longer here, and people who are losing their lives out of crazy, bad situations, that piss me off. So my beef would not be with it would not be with the religion itself. It will be with the course and the source of the matter, which is this thing that you believe in. I've said this before. I don't know your child. I don't know you, and I don't know your family. But if I was standing there and your child was sitting there on the chair and you had to go to the bathroom, I will protect your child like he or she is mine. Let somebody come and bother your child. I'll mess them up in a matter of seconds. You don't even have to lift a finger. I don't even have to know who you are. You can be John or Jane. I will send them to the underworld in a matter of seconds. Why? Because I'm not here to be selfish, a selfish ass like the rest of you. Oh, God saved me. I'm blessed. While the airplane is going down 200 miles per hour. That breaks my heart. I wonder about the lives of each person on there. No, we can't save everybody. There's some people who's just not going to be here. It happens. But a lot of this can be solved and be fixed if we realize that we are the devils. We are God and the devil incarnate. We're making this BS happen, and we want to pull this anthropomorphically made up false idol called a God in gesture down in our dumb problems. Ignorant as a box of rocks. Someone said I'm a mean MFer. No, I'm just serious. And you a soft ass. I'm serious about truth and I'm serious about facts. Now, let me go ahead and end it on this note. The smartest people I've ever came in contact was those who were atheists and those who turned away from religion altogether and who started to build themselves up, get their career, and start being real with life. Those have been the smartest, most easiest people to work with as a business partner and as a friend because they have both feet on the ground and held God accountable for bad behavior. They held God accountable. Yes, you can. Same thing that you do to your presidents. That's the same thing you do to your presidents. You hold them accountable for their promises and their activities. If they do not, if they do not perform as suggested, as they claim to have performed or would perform. If they don't deliver like they promised to deliver, like they were told to deliver, you don't have to keep following them. And there's going to be some disgruntlement and disappointment. Why is it any different when it comes to a God concept? Now, all of a sudden, you want to give God a pass because you're scared of getting struck down. You're already stricken down. That's why your life is the way it is. And if it's not yours, other people are suffering. So you're comfortable with that? Oh, you must be because you're selfish. It's not you, right? It's not your house flooded. It's not your children suffering. It's not your broken home. It's not your lack of funds and financial stability. It's not you that had to endure a loved one of your family deleting themselves. So you're okay. You're fine, right? You got your son and daughter, so you don't give a about them. Somebody else's life.
That's your problem there. Oh, I love God and Jester is the best, but everybody else is suffering. You should be like, oh, okay, thank you, Jester, but go get them. Why aren't you helping them? Well, you're special. You got an important task here. That's why I saved you from this bad situation, because I want you to be just like every other human being on earth, delusional, thinking that you one out of a million. That's the problem with a lot of saints right there, and I hear it all the time. Oh, they think that they're special. They got their nose up in the air because they're Christians. They don't want to talk to you. Jehovah's Witnesses are like that too. Like, oh, I don't want to talk to you because we're not supposed to talk to common people. We're not supposed to talk to sinners. If you don't want to believe in Jehovah, I shouldn't be talking to you because I'm going against God. What, now you in a gang now? Now you putting up the red and blue flag now all over again? Redundant and greatly dabbled in extremely low IQ. Extremely low IQ. And everything else that you do follows behind that. I'm going to get off this audio in this lesson today. It's a double whammy. If you don't understand what I was talking about, it don't matter. Stay stupid. You be you. Just be you, boo. Be you, boo. You'll be all right. You'll be fine. The dodo bird can exist. You can walk around. You'll be all right. You're going to be okay until it comes time to cross the street. You're going to be all right. You'll be okay. Just follow the lights. Listen to what everybody else has to say. Trust in them. Keep believing. And, when we cross the street, just, hold somebody's hand and, figure it out with the blinding lights. You'll survive for a certain amount of time, but it's not going to last forever. There's going to come a time where you're going to have to make a decision. Or stay dumb, stay locked down, remain a slave, stay a beta, remain weak, don't be the God that you could be, stay a devilish, mindless person that most people are. You don't have to be an alpha or a leader. Not everybody's really alphas. You can usually be born an alpha. It just comes naturally. But hey, at least be a leader or a masculine male. If you can't be that, that's okay. There's plenty of feminized men. Just join the club. And they do have clubs for that too. And I dare not say what those clubs are. But go ahead and have fun, Mr. Beta. Since you want to believe and not know, since you want to have faith and not understand and really have some good comprehension and some true evidence, because you cannot convince me when other people listen, people are not here no more. They're not here no more. Should I say the Malaysia airline? They're not here. Then you want to sit here like a dumbass talking about, well, you just believing from you smoking, Morpheus. Who hurt you? You just mad at God. Oh, I'm angry at God now all of a sudden. So I'm the one without a heart, but I will give up the world for you, your child, and your life. But yet you as a bozo have no feeling for those who have lost their lives in the millions. And you're going to sit here and say, well, God is great. Oh, he's so great, but he couldn't save them. He's so existent, but these innocent kids are dealing with departure of their existence. That should rub you wrong. Then you have some of these pastors that want to keep bleeding into your brain talking about, well, all things happen for a reason. No, duh, jackass. You walk across the street, you don't look both ways, you get hit by the car. You get hit by the car for a reason. What are we playing at? What type of game are y'all playing? Y'all still think this is spades. This is poker, idiot. Oh, all things happen for a reason. Yeah, you run into the wall. The wall's not going to move, but your nose is going to be busted and bloody. That happened for a reason, because you ran into the wall. Oh, the train derailed. 400 people lost their lives today on mainline television and news. You sit there like a dumbass talking about, well, everything happened for a reason. Oh, so who made the train? And who made the train track? Who said they had to ride the train? Besides you and your humankind. You signed up not to be here. That's the cause and the effect. And you got these pastors who smoking weed in the back of the church talking about everything happens for a reason. As if you don't know that. Put 1 and 2 together, you're going to get something, right? I don't know. What is it, 4, 5? I'm going to get 10 after putting 2 and 1 together because God said so. I'm going to manifest it. Hallelujah. Because he said that's what it is. We're going to believe. You better believe. You better believe, because if you don't believe, you won't receive. What? You don't have to believe the CEO is standing in front of you. Clown. You're still going to receive the fact that that's the goddamn CEO. Where's the logic around here, Ron? What are y'all thinking? Did you not graduate from kindergarten? Do you not understand how your mind is being played against you? Or are you just plain stupid? Oh, it's the latter. I'm sure. 100%. Well, let me get off this audio. That is the lesson for today. And I told you, this is going to wrinkle another nose, but it's not for you. It's for those who are leaders and those who know their worth. Those who have broken the bonds a long time ago. You know what they're going to say? I agree. Yep. I agree. Yeah. Yeah. Thumbs up. Subscribe. Thumbs up. Subscribe. You're right. You'd be the only one emotional to say, well, you know, the Bible said in those days there's going to be false prophets. There's going to be people that's going to be the Antichrist. And so LCM is the Antichrist. See, I know about all that. But yet you can't dispute the Malaysia airline. You can't dispute the Twin Towers. You can't dispute people in tsunamis. You cannot dispute Hades. You can't dispute the mass deletions. You can't. You can't argue with that. That's actually what happened, bozo. A false prophet cannot be false if they're telling you something that's true. Go set your ass, put your pants up, act like a man. That's the lesson for the day. And I enjoy keeping it real.